Get in the game with the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Bet on the NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB, soccer, golf, MMA, and more. Every sport, every market, right at your fingertips. Deposit instantly with PayPal, Venmo, or Apple Pay, starting at just $10. Win big and cash out fast. PayPal in 24 hours or instantly at retail sportsbooks. Available in over 20 states, FanDuel's app is your ticket to the action. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app now.
Cool. You guys want to kick off with Lucha?
Yes, of course. It's a big week.
Yep.
Mania week.
Want to do the intro, Konnan?
Yo, we're back with Disco's favorite segment of the show, the Lucha Libre Minute.
I'm not going to let you get away with it. This is never my favorite segment.
Then why are you always asking if Harry's going to be on?
We've been doing the show for 9 years, and the Lucha segment has never, not one time, been my favorite segment, unless I was burying Kleinrock. Yeah.
Or is this now your favorite one with me as a host compared to Kleinrock or Larry Dallas or somebody else? I thought it was good. Great last week with Hugo.
I like it when we're doing sports, because we're doing with an actual like mainstream sports. The Spanish announcer for the Raiders, and you're actually like a sports media personality, an announcer, even though you speak Spanish. But I'm not interested in the lucha content unless it buries Konnan.
No, we're not burying Konnan. He's becoming a Hall of Famer officially with AAA this week.
Yeah, I'm not going to endorse
that. You gotta give him a little more respect now, because how many Hall of Fames are you in, Disco?
I don't need his respect.
When I get inducted into the K100 Hall of Fame, that's newsworthy. But Konnan Konnan's going to get inducted in the Hall of Fame. I'm going to be curious what the crowd response is going to be.
Oh, dude. So he has had major heat in Mexico for years, but the fans appreciate the work that he has put in throughout since he started wrestling down there. So
I wonder if they're going to give him the Dominic Mysterio appreciation heat. Like saying like,
it could be
like if Konnan, could you imagine getting booed out of the building for your Hall? That'd be actually better TV.
Yes.
For your characters, if like you were getting booed for your Hall of Fame induction, like Dominic does, how would you react to that?
I'm a heel. Why would that bother me? Yeah.
I could actually see Ray, like this would be classic. Where is it going to be taking place, by the way? The Hall of Fame induction ceremony
that night, right? At Triple Mania.
Yep.
Oh, it's at Triple Mania. Okay, so you have a whole crowd invested in all the storylines leading up to, okay, and Konnan now is getting inducted to the Hall of Fame, and he's been a heel for forever. That's an interesting. What do you think the chances are? Okay, let's say there's 3 responses. Okay, number 1, complete respect. Just applaud. And then they're throwing away everything, his character and all that, but they're applauding him for what he's done for Lucha Libre.
Thank you, Konnan.
Okay,
clap,
number 2,
clap.
Mixed reaction. Okay, you're going to have some people, because we're at Triple Mania, so people are probably going to wonder, is this an angle? Or, they're probably going to be wondering, is it an angle, so they're going to respond like everything? Or number 3, straight Dominic Mysterio to Konnan heat. What do you think the chances are for all 3 of those scenarios? I'll ask Konnan first. What do you think? The percentage chance for each of those three scenarios.
To tell you the truth,
Number
I
one,
haven't thought about it, and I don't really care. So, to me, I'm 30 years overdue for this shit.
Well, I don't even think you deserve it, to be honest with you.
Well,
so that's kind of
who cares what you think?
Harry, what would be your response to this question?
I'm going 50-50. He's part of the El Ojo right now, but
there's 3 responses. I want your percentage breakdown of each response.
So the
first
second
response straight.
So the second option you gave.
The first straight mixed response. 50-50.
Mixed response.
That's what
50-50. That's what I'm thinking, because he's still involved with El Ojo.
Right. Okay.
And I don't know if Dorian's going to be out there or not. I don't know if obviously Alberto ain't there. He's a babyface. But if El Ojo's out there, I feel it would be completely against Konnan. But if it's just Konnan, I feel like it's going to be 50-50. I mean, Dom has heat in the States. You saw his response in Mexico. He was loved.
Right. Okay, well, that's the thing, too. So what do you think the better chance of straight heat or straight love? Percentage, like if you had a choice, 1 or 2. Yeah, you check one box. Straight heat or straight love?
Konnan, what would you prefer?
I don't know. Dude, it's not something I think about.
Okay,
if Disco wouldn't have brought it up right now, believe me, that's the furthest thing from my mind.
I'm just saying we're prognosticating a fan response.
Right.
So if I had to predict love or hate, I would go love because I'm not thinking. I mean, they rey Mysterio being the guy that's going to induct
Konnan literally walked out on the last show, stood in the ring with his hands in his pockets, and was getting an "F you, Konnan" chant. I mean, come on.
Because they were attacking Alberto.
But this is Triple Mania, so they still got. It's fresh, I don't know. I think that'll be very entertaining TV either way. I think him getting booed out of the building for his Hall of Fame response is actually great for his character. I would prefer that, like for storyline wise, but it would be a shame if you look back at your Hall of Fame induction ceremony, the fans still hated your guts, So
I would say
that could be either they don't like you as a person, or they just they've been conditioned to respond that way for so long that they're just playing the gimmick.
I would say 100% cheers, DI, because I've seen the Mexican crowd be respectful to Konnan before, even if he was portraying a heel. Unless Konnan heels on him, does a Conor McGregor, I'm not thanking you people for anything, blah, blah, blah. Other than that, he'll probably get cheered.
Yeah, have you thought about your it's this weekend, right? So what have you thought about your speech?
No.
Oh boy. Let me write your speech for you.
Have Brock write it. Konnan, did you get to pick who was going to induct you, or was that something that WWE AAA did, whether it was hey,
they
Konnan,
picked it.
They picked it. If you had to pick, who were your top 3 guys to ask them to induct you into the Hall of Fame?
Just Ray.
Just Ray. Disco didn't make the top 3?
No. Wait, time out. I
Fuck what I want him there for.
This to me is controversial. Okay? All right. You're telling me that the WWE told you, you couldn't even decide who you had to
who else would I have picked?
But you just said
okay, answer my question. Who else would I have picked?
It's not the question. I'm saying is that this interesting.
So in other words, if Triple H gets inducted and they pick Shawn Michaels for him, is he supposed to get mad because he wasn't able to pick somebody else? Bro, they're boys.
I'm aware of that, but I just think it's entertaining to me that you're telling me that they told you who's going to induct you.
Yeah, and I have no problem with it. Obviously,
I know you have no problem with it, but
because anything that has to do with me, you're always going to twist it around, to try to get me heat as if I give a fuck.
This is interesting. They told.
Okay, who would I have picked? Okay, let me ask you a question.
I'm not saying that,
let's say Ray was sick. Let's say Ray couldn't travel because of the groin thing. Who am I supposed to pick?
It's not the point. The point is they didn't ask you who you wanted. They knew you were going to say Ray. They didn't.
So it's a foregone conclusion.
What you're saying, they're telling you Ray's going to. Okay, but I think it's interesting. They're telling you Ray's going to do it instead of asking who do you want to do it, knowing that you're going to say Ray. That's all I'm saying. I find that interesting.
All right, I don't.
Period. That's all. Okay. I think people will find that interesting.
I don't.
Konnan, if you had been told Vampiro's going to induct you into the Hall of Fame, would you have made a fuzz and be like, no, I want Ray?
Of course. He has nothing to do with my career.
What would they have told you? Say this, okay? So, and you said, okay, would you have rejected somebody if they would have told you that, okay, they're telling you who's going to induct you? Would you have rejected somebody if they told you they were going to?
Depends who it is, yes.
Like Juventud Guerrera.
They wouldn't do that.
Yeah, no.
Would you reject that though if they said
100%? Okay. What has he done for me? What all the guy does is fucking bury me all the time after everything I did for the motherfucker. So no.
Right.
Yeah, no. So that's an interesting tidbit. We're definitely going to be keeping an eye for that. Triple Mania.
Would you
33?
let Lucha Blog introduce you in the Hall of Fame? If they said Lucha Blog is going to,
or Rob Viper.
Konnan, we're gonna bring it. We're trying to get it with the dirt sheets here, like the online community. We're trying to build up the online profile of AAA. So we're gonna let Rob Viper induct you in the Hall of Fame.
That ain't happening. So this Saturday, Triple Mania 33 in Arena Ciudad de Mexico. So far, 5 matches have been announced, which is pretty much the norm for WWE pay-per-views or premium live events, however you want to call them. Is that going to be the case with AAA going forward as well, Konnan? Because you said starting this month in August, they're taking over, WWE's taking over AAA, because before it used to be more matches than just 5 at Triple Mania. Is this going to be the new norm?
I think so.
Okay, perfect. So at the moment, you guys have these 5 matches. We're going to kick off with the one that doesn't have a belt on the line. It's a 3-on-3 match. Mr. Iguana, Lola Vice from NXT, and Nino Hamburguesa versus the Judgment Day. Finn Balor, JD McDonough, and Raquel Rodriguez. Ringside, Roxanne Perez will be there as well with the Judgment Day. This match can be a big showcase for Mr. Iguana and Nino Hamburguesa for the audiences that have never seen them before in action. Obviously, Iguana, super over with Worlds Collide in the U.S. Nino Hamburguesa, he hasn't been able to wrestle yet in the States with WWE. How did this match come together, Konnan?
We threw ideas together, and that seemed like a good, entertaining match.
Cool. And the Judgment Day, that's something we hadn't seen their involvement in AAA until we saw a promo online with Dom Mysterio in the middle, and then everybody else joined them. How do you feel that they're going to connect with the crowd? Because they do have Raquel Rodriguez, who is Mexican-American, Roxanne Perez. Just seeing somebody that's like, hey, WWE, they got Mexican blood in their veins. That's cool for the Mexican crowd. But Finn Balor, he's only wrestled in house shows in Mexico. JD McDonough, I'm not very into what he's done in the past, or not very knowledgeable with him. But I feel Finn Balor going to Mexico, being in a pay-per-view, that's a big deal.
Yeah, they're both workhorses, great workers, and they're going to go out there and they're going to show. It's Triple Mania, biggest show of the year. So I think everybody's going to have their working boots on, especially since there's going to be a lot of WWE brass there.
That's great to hear. So another match with WWE talent involved, AAA tag titles. This one's a street fight. Angel Garza and Berto versus Psycho Clown and Pagano. Is it a street fight so that Disco won't be complaining about that there's no rules and during a tag match, and have to worry about people like Disco complaining, hey, there's not tagging or anything?
Yeah, Disco is never taken into account when we put matches together. So continue.
Yeah, why would you, Harry? Okay, because that was a shitty take. Why would Konnan care about anything? I don't go to Mexico. Why are you concerned that what Konnan is worried about what people like Disco's response to the show is?
I've heard you say, hey, Konnan, they're not tagging, they're not grabbing the rope and doing this and that during tag team matches in Mexico or lucha style matches.
Do you think you should be concerned about my response to the show that I don't watch?
I never have, and I never will. Continue. Right.
So AAA.
That's disrespectful.
But it's
say you never will. Say I start watching the show on a regular basis. Would you take my criticism? But say I do. Would you take my criticism to heart?
I don't deal in hypotheticals.
Well, I can't understand what first of all, I don't understand what the people are saying. Okay, so that's like
okay. You don't need to know what they're saying. Watch the match.
Okay, well, I don't like.
When you watch Japanese baseball, do you know what the commentators are saying? No, but it's baseball.
But they're very exciting. The Japanese commentators.
They are.
It's like watching a football game.
They are.
With Spanish commentators. They are, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
Us in 2020, right?
Well, how excitable foreign announcers are for the product compared to the United States announcers. The United States announcers are laid back, right? Except for here, just a few. English soccer announcers are very laid back, and they use very complicated words when they're describing. They're very their oratory skills are very advanced, right? But Spanish announcers
they're over the top, yeah.
Over the top, and Japanese announcers are overly excited. They're just super excited for things, So, yeah. I go ahead, Harry.
So Latin American Championship. This is the only match in the whole card where it's AAA versus AAA, where it's not a talent from the outside coming in to be a part of the match. El Mesias.
What is the Latin American Championship? Who holds the belt?
So right now, El Mesias has that belt. The guy that beat Alberto.
Guy from TNA back in the day. Mesias.
Ricky Banderas.
Yeah, Ricky Banderas, yeah.
Yeah, he's the champion right now. He's taking on Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr., who before signing with AAA, there was rumors that WWE was interested in him.
Konnan, remember when Mesias made his comeback in TNA years ago, right? We were talking about the shows back then, right? And he was this really dark character and stuff. Everything. He was a heel, and he came and attacked the character. Remember, this is back when the crowd started getting nerdy, and a bunch of geeks in the crowd started going, "Welcome back, welcome back. Welcome. Remember that?
Yeah.
Like
That's when Mitchell was managing him.
Right, exactly. And they're chanting "Welcome back," the heel, evil, like satanic character. Welcome back. God. Thank God you don't get that in Mexico, right? It's like Jesus. Go ahead, Harry.
So this is a cool match. I feel like Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. has a good chance at winning that title. It'll be interesting too, seeing El Mesias with the belt. If I recall correctly, right now he's the only member of El Ojo that has a championship, right, Konnan?
Right.
So if El Mesias gets defeated, El Ojo doesn't have gold. They still have Dorian, but how involved would Dorian be as an on-screen character now that WWE has taken over? That's something that I'm keeping an eye on right there. The Women's Championship, the Reena de Raina title, Flammer is going to be defending versus Fabi Apache, a legend in Mexican lucha, and Natalia, who is coming back to Mexico City for the second time in, a 3-week span? Since the last show that went down in Juan de la Barrera. So Natalia back in Mexico City. Konnan spoke very highly of her, of working with her. So it's no surprise that she's back involved here. And this match should deliver as well with when it comes to in-ring performance. So I'm excited about it, Konnan. You?
I think every match is going to deliver. I mean, those are every single match. There's not one match that I look at and I'm like, I don't know how this is going to, I think everybody's going to be motivated, and everybody wants to go out there and put on a good performance. It's sold out, over 20,000 people. We're going to have incredible pyro and great video packages. So I think everybody's going to be lit like any other big show, like when you're going to play in the World Series, it's a whole different thing. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Is WWE running this show kind of like, is this like,
yeah, kind of.
All right, so like you just spoke about that, but like how are they're investing in the visual product now, correct?
Right.
So we're good. So how much, like, what would you say, okay, there was like, you had the budget for previous shows, all right? What percentage above the previous show's budget, like visually, are we going to be seeing on this show? Probably.
I don't know, but I don't have access to that. But it's going to be a way better produced show.
Right.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be afraid to say it's going to be at least 5 times what they've spent in the past. Why? Because WWE
that's a lot of money.
Here you go. The difference is WWE is going to air it on their YouTube channel. WWE is going to air it on WWE en Español on YouTube. They wouldn't just put any kind of product on their YouTube channel, which represents them and millions of subscribers that watch them or potentially are going to watch the show. I would say they're going to invest a lot of money in being able to have this show. I mean, for starters, they're broadcasting in English and in Spanish, and I'm pretty sure Corey Graves isn't going to be in a closet at his home watching it from a monitor and calling it that way. He's going to be there in person. That's right, Konnan? Corey is traveling for it.
Who are the announcers, the American announcers?
So PW Insider reported about Corey Graves being the play-by-play guy, and then JBL brought up on the Something to Wrestle podcast that he's going to be on the announce table as well. So at the moment, it seems like Corey and JBL. Konnan, can you confirm?
If JBL said it, then it's true.
Are you going to be involved on the broadcast
maybe.
too, or are you going to be backstage? Okay, so maybe we'll keep it at that. And
these reveals, they don't want to reveal.
Right.
These are
exactly.
Like, we'll reveal things.
Hey, I was just asking. JV revealed it in one podcast. Maybe we could reveal it on the other one.
Dude, for the English broadcast, that's great. Like an ice, redneck, heel commentator. That's entertaining. Like Corey calling straight. Corey's like a babyface commentator. He can. So it's like, yeah, that's interesting. I like that. So
yeah, that would be a great commentator table, and I'm excited to watch it on Saturday. And we already talked about 4 matches. Here's the 5th and final, in which I think is going to be the main event, the AAA Mega Championship match. Hijo del Vikingo is going to be defending his belt versus Dominic Mysterio, El Grande Americano, and Dragon Lee. Of course, that was the first match that was confirmed. So at the moment, it seems like all that Latin lover and Alberto Del Rio planning that had been going on for what seemed for over a year is now out the window, and we're just focusing now on pretty much WWE versus AAA and talents taking on. Actually, there's 19 wrestlers on the card. 10 are WWE wrestlers and 9 are AAA wrestlers. But as Konnan said, sold out, so it's working. That's what people want to see. In Mexico, Space and HBO Max will air it live, and then Azteca 7, which is an on-the-air network, they're going to be having it as well on tape delay that same night. So big weekend for AAA. And I mean, what kind of magnitude would you put it in with previous moments in AAA's history right now, Konnan, which is the first Triple Mania with WWE having the control of the company?
Yeah, it's groundbreaking. I mean, we're working with the best in every sense of the word, you know. So to work with the best and learn from the best, you can only get better.
Fantastic. Latin Lover, is he going to be involved some way, somehow, Konnan? Because he had been...
Hope not.
Okay, there's the answer. So Triple Mania, don't miss it this Saturday. WWE on YouTube, WWE en Español on YouTube. So it depends on if you want to listen to it with Guillen and Figueroa or with Corey, JBL, and potentially Konnan. So stay tuned, watch it. It's a can't miss event, in my opinion. Let's hope that everybody enjoys it. Everybody loved when Worlds Collide. I'm pretty sure Triple Mania is going to be the same case.
Konnan, let me ask you a question. Do they have in Mexico the same thing like they do in the States, where like if like, or is it the wrestlers in Mexico drive? Like say AAA was doing a show in Monterrey or somewhere, right? And they're flying in. Are there a bunch of marks at the airport and the baggage claim waiting there to hang out with, like, want to sign pictures and stuff?
1,000%.
Oh Jesus!
And they call each other and they're like, "Oh, he's at this airport. He's at this gate. He's going to this hotel." Like they have communications in between that.
It's a coordinated military
network.
effort, like like the Navy SEALs or something, CIA.
Yeah.
Disco, there's actually a video out there. I don't remember if it was Tiffany or Stephanie Vacker when they arrived to Mexico City for their house shows a couple of weeks ago, and they were walking through the airport, and the Samoan guys, Tonga, Tangaloa, those guys were like surrounding the girl so that she could keep on walking.
Oh, is that bad, huh?
Yeah, or at least that was the case for the one in Mexico. And I mean, I look at it this way too. How many times a year do you have an opportunity to see the WWE wrestlers in Mexico? And if fans,
I'm talking about the Mexican wrestlers though. Like when Mexican wrestlers travel, but there's still the autograph hounds, like the people like, so yeah, it's the same. That's
it's the same everywhere. Yeah,
it's that weird little hobby market environment, like echo chamber guys and all, like they're all coordinated, and and it's funny too how they always find out where the wrestlers are staying. Like they have a mole in the office that leaks where the wrestlers are staying.
No, sometimes the wrestlers tell them themselves, right? Because the wrestlers are the biggest marks that there are.
Right. Right.
And you know this, Konnan, sometimes the wrestler is like, "Hey, I'm staying at this hotel, come and buy my mask." And sells his mask for a couple $1,000 pesos. And that way they make a little extra money on the side as well. So Triple Mania, don't miss it. Watch it this Saturday.
Yo, what's up? I just want to thank you guys for watching this clip. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And join our YouTube membership for hours and hours of exclusive, unedited, uncensored content. And being a member will help you get involved in our upcoming live streams. Thank you for your support. Thank you for riding with us. I know you got a lot of other podcast choices, be it wrestling or other ones. And thank you for picking us. Boom.